Welcome to our little camper adventures, where we put a lot of fun into a small space and have the time of our lives. Hello, it's Suzanne from Our Little Camper Adventures. Today I want to share some tips on how Steve and I find our campsites. We have been using this 10-step method for years for tent camping and now with our travel trailer Ellie. So far we have not been disappointed. So if you really don't know where you want to go camping, you can find a map like this, put your finger on the map, close your eyes, move your finger around, and wherever your finger stops is where you're going to be going camping. Now, more folks now than ever, especially due to the pandemic, are camping in those popular campsites, especially near some popular parks like Yellowstone and Zion have been harder to find, and even those state parks have been harder to find. Believe it or not, some campsites book 9 to 12 months in advance, so getting your reservations done in advance really does help ensure that you get a good campsite near one of those parks that you want to go to, such as the national parks or the state parks. I'm a planner and we camp around our work schedules, so I find booking in advance helps guarantee a great campsite. I like to get all the guesswork out of the way, so let's get started with my method of finding our perfect campsites for the season. There are different apps and websites you could use. Disclaimer: Steve and Suzanne from Our Little Camper Adventures are not being paid for using or recommending certain camping websites or apps. Our method for finding campsites are used for educational purposes only. Please be aware there can be possible side effects of using these websites and apps, which are not limited to breathing in fresh air, relaxing by a campfire, and beautiful scenery. There are different apps and websites you could use, such as iOverlander, Boondockers Welcome, Campendium, or The Dirt. We tend to use Reserve America and reservations.gov as we mostly stay in state parks. The Reserve America website and phone app are easy to use, in my opinion. You simply put in where you want to explore in the search box, hit enter, and then scroll on the left column or the map to locate the campground you would like to explore. Each of the campground sections will have information about the campground and the amenities that are available. You can then click on the Book Campsite button and enter in the dates you are interested in camping. This will narrow down your search to a list of sites that are available at that campground. If you click on one of the sites, it'll open up a map, which makes it easier to see what sites are available. You can view each site details of that particular site, such as length of driveway and if in shade. After finding some specific campsites that are available and fit your liking, I then go to campsitephotos.com and look at pictures of those particular campsites. Not all campgrounds are on this website, so you may find pictures by going to Google or YouTube. This helps me narrow down a specific site that fits our needs. Steve and I primarily dry camp, so being in a campsite that has some sun for our solar panels usually is preferred for us, but looking at those photos kind of helps us narrow down those choices. To narrow our campsite selection down even more, I will use Google Maps and look at an overhead view of the campsites. This way you can see how close your neighbors are, maybe how close you are to the local road, or even how close your campsite is to, let's say, a lake or a pond. You can also look at some really cool video posts on YouTube about the location you are interested in camping at. The videos often provide you with a campground tour, perhaps some information on specific campsites that are good, overhead drone shots, and even some fun things to do locally. I then look at campground reviews on Google and other websites, such as TripAdvisor. Obviously, you need to be cautious with what information you find. I have read some interesting reviews online about campgrounds we've reserved, and when we camped there, we didn't see any of that issue. So obviously you do see some people that will post a lot of negative responses, but you'll see a lot of positive responses. I look at both. Another idea on finding great campsites in a state park is to call the campground and speak to the staff directly. The campground staff have great insight on what would fit your needs, such as what sites are best for your size camper or tent, or even how level the site is or if it's in sun or shade. They'll often have their favorite sites that they would recommend. While camping at another park, you can take some time out of your day to drive through other local campgrounds. Most state parks will allow you to enter another park for free if you have your park pass from the campground you're camping at. We then take note of what campsites would work well for us, so we have a great idea what campsites to book in the future. Now, since we typically stay at state parks, most of these parks have potable water and dump stations. If you're in a camper, these are some basic needs that are important to have close by, or at least for us. Some smaller campgrounds do not offer water or dump, so you'll need to find some different alternative if you plan to stay at that campground. Water, bathroom, and shower options are some desired needs when camping in a tent as well. Some helpful websites and apps to find these essential needs are Overlander, SandyDumps.com, and RVDumps.com. Some campgrounds will allow you to use their water, bathroom, and dump facilities for a $5 to $10 fee. Steve and I tend to stay at state park campgrounds. We don't have a lot of experience camping at BLM, Forestry Service, or KOAs. We plan to, in the future, give you some further insight on how to find your perfect campsite at those locations. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that we were able to give you some good information on how to find your perfect campsite. If you can, leave a comment and let us know your method on how you find your perfect campsite. Camping is our happy place, and we hope it is for you too. Bye! Thank you for watching our little camper adventures. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you liked the video. Please subscribe to our channel and share with others. Leave a comment so we can get to know you better. Thanks again!